guys, it is Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Got a great one for you today. We're going to do Whole Lotta Rosie by AC/DC. Before we get into that, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please click that little notification bell. Then you'll know whenever I release new videos, including all the videos for this tune, because this video is going to be just covering the rhythm guitar parts, so it's going to be a pretty quick lesson. The riffs are pretty simple, but the solos are nothing but difficult. So we're going to have a couple of videos to cover both of Angus's guitar solos. So that's coming up in a couple of days, but for right now, we're just going to check out the riffs. We are in standard tuning, so nothing to worry about there. And we have this intro riff, which is also played a little later in the song during the kind of the trade-off between Malcolm and Angus in the middle of the, I guess, the first guitar solo. But the riff sounds like this. All right, so we're just kind of, it's going to start with just an A power chord. Just this open A, 2 on the D string and the the G string. Then you're going to come up here and grab this power chord off of the 3rd fret of the A string. So you can hear the top note in there too. So you see when Malcolm usually plays it live, he won't play that top note, but you can hear that on the recording. So that's the 3rd fret there on the A and the 5th across the D and the G strings. You can play that with this, like this, however you want to play it. I like playing it with my pinky up there. Back to, you can do the open A now, then jump up and grab that same power chord at the 5th fret. Back to the open A, back to the 3rd fret power chord, and back to the A chord. So this. So there's just the pause. All right, so you're going to hear that later on in the song as well during this guitar solo, so just kind of remember what that is. That's really just the intro riff. And then when the song actually kicks in, we have this. Now, not so much on the recording, but live, Angus would play this riff, which is really like the riff that's on the album, and then Malcolm would play he'd come up and grab the power chords instead of just playing single notes, but if you want it kind of like the album, you can just kind of keep up with the single note version. So we have the... So it's going to start just kind of chugging on this A power chord. So you start there just with the rhythm on the A. Then he releases and plays the open D and open G string real quick. And then back to the A. So we have this. Real quick, I'll slow it down. So that comes right before he does the... And that lick, as you're holding, you can just, as you're coming from the A, you can just use your second finger and pinky there. Open A, 3, open A, 5, back to the open A, and back to 3, and back to the power chord. So this. Now, coming out of that, the last time they don't do that little melodic line. They should do this, like this. Which takes us to the chorus. So this is like, you can do pre-chorus and chorus together. It sounds like this. back to the main riff. So pretty easy chorus. We're just going to play the power chord here off the first fret of the low E string. So the first fret on the low E, third on the A and the D string. So it's that same little hitting the chord, then just the low E string, and then kind of repeat it. Then you're going to take it to really you can play a D major. But it's really just a D power chord where you're just playing the open D string, second fret on the G, and third fret on the B. And the same rhythm you just played the previous chord. And then we're going to get to the actual whole lot of Rosie. Well, that's just the A chord to a G. Now this is not a regular G major chord. This is played as if you're going to play a G major chord, the one with the third fret there on the B string, but I'm muting the A string with the bottom of my middle finger. So we have open D, open G, and then third fret on the B and the high E. That third fret on the low E, of course. So with this, so you just push on that once, let it ring. So we have the A, let it ring, then the G, again. And then after you've done it a few times, then we have this. So that's just really you're just playing this G power chord up to the B string. And then you're gonna play the second fret with your thumb here. And you're gonna play that D power chord on top of it. So the second fret of the thumb with the low E string. And then back. And then you're going to end, after you've done that a couple times, then play the fourth fret there on the low E string, and then back to the main riff. Now, I believe maybe Angus live, I don't know if he does the full chords, he might just play the... So you might just want to do that if you have two guitars to really bring out that note. Just kind of play 3-2 on the bottom with lots of vibrato, give it a lot of energy, while the other guitar player plays this way. All right, so when we get through to the solo, it's just pretty much the main riff that's underneath it, and then in the middle of that solo, the little breakdown, it's him in. So it's basically Malcolm will go. So Malcolm's playing that, the intro riff, and then Angus would answer him with. We're not gonna learn that part yet. That's the solo. But the chords that Malcolm's playing, again, you know, they're going trading back and forth, are just the intro. That's basically all it is. All right. So now I did want to mention in the last chorus at the 3-minute and 40-second mark, you know, coming out of his solo, he plays some fills over the chorus. So you have this. So, and then he kind of messes around with the bending on that note. So that's just, instead of going, you still want a guitarist that's doing that. It's more important to get that G. But on top of it, when that G hits, Angus will bend up the 5th fret on the D string and release. And then he starts kind of doing a series of bends, but it's just kind of off that same note. All right, and really that's pretty much it, except at the very end of the track at the 4-minute and 46-second mark, instead of playing that same... At the 4-minute and 46-second mark of the original recording, he starts just going between an A and a G chord, playing each for 8 beats, kind of like this. So just, it doesn't do that same little moving line anymore. Just between 8 and G for 8 beats each, and just kind of repeat that through the end of that solo. And then at the end of the song, big rock ending. just with the A power chord. All right, so stay tuned for the solo videos. Those are coming up next.